Hello everyone, so this video is going to be my 6-week and 8-week updates because by the time this video comes out, I will have announced my pregnancy online already. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly when this will be out, but my goal is to do updates every 2 weeks or so. But because I didn't announce it until when this video comes out, I combined 6 weeks and 8 weeks. So yeah, I just want to do 2-week updates so that I can look back on them, other people can relate to them. I like watching them personally, so yeah. And I'm just gonna be as raw and honest as I can be in these videos. I've never really stuck to doing YouTube in the past, but I would like to going forward. So this may be one of the first videos that I post in a very long time. Okay. I feel a little nauseous. Okay. Hello. No, I don't know. Okay, wait, what am I today actually? I think I'm 6 weeks and 4 days? Yeah, okay. Hello! Hello, so today I am 6 weeks and 4 days pregnant. So I'm just gonna get into that. So I actually already filmed this, sort of, but that is because I thought that I was over a week further along than I actually am, and I just had my first ultrasound, so I found out that wasn't the case. So I'm gonna get into how I knew I was pregnant before even getting a positive test. So there was a few signs. And a big thing was we weren't trying, but we weren't not trying. It was just, if it happens, then it happens. And I wouldn't really want it any other way personally. So the first symptoms I had before knowing that I was pregnant, I was so tired all day, every day. And I felt like I was probably getting sick or like a cold or something because my eyes were so tired. I just felt that same feeling when you start getting a cold and you're just exhausted, and your face, you just feel that tiredness in your face. I started falling asleep during the day, just doing normal things, and that never happens to me. I don't even really nap ever, so when I started falling asleep in the middle of the day, I was a little bit suspicious, I guess, but I also didn't believe it. Even though there were so many little signs, I was like, no, it's probably just every other month where I think I'm pregnant and I'm not, so I'm not gonna take a test. I'm not gonna do that to myself again. The other one was I was so bloated so early on, pretty much from conception. I was bloated 24/7, and I thought that was really strange, and I thought, oh, maybe I'm just getting my period early or something. And I was having mood swings as well, which also led me to believe that I was starting my period sooner than I thought. But those symptoms just kept happening for a good couple weeks, and when my period was supposed to roll around, it didn't. And the first day that I didn't have my period, I kept thinking, should I take a test? Should I not? I really wanted to, but I was nervous. I just didn't want to have another negative, so I didn't. And then the second day that I missed my period, I told myself I wasn't gonna take it until the end of the day just to make sure. And my periods are like clockwork, they really are, so it was bizarre not to get it. So on the second day, when my fiance Cade said that he was on his way home, because he always calls me on his way home, I said over the phone, when you get home, will you take a test with me? And he said yes, of course. When he got home, we took a test together, and we were so scared and nervous, and I didn't want to look at it. I just didn't want to look at it because, again, like I just felt like I knew I was pregnant. I really did. We both knew it. We kept saying that we knew that I was, but at the same time my gut was just like, but what if you're not, you know? So we just flipped the pregnancy test over so we couldn't see it and waited a few minutes, and then he just comes running up, turns it over, and we both look at it and it said pregnant. And we both just were like, what? In disbelief. I was truly in disbelief. I couldn't believe it because it's what I've wanted for so long that it felt like, no, like this can't be happening. Like this isn't real. And I was crying, and then we went to the store and bought more tests, and of course they were all positive. So after taking like 3 more, I was like, okay, I believe it. Now all the symptoms I started having after that, the mood swings and the tiredness didn't really go away. I'm not as tired now as I was in like the first few weeks, thankfully. But I also started getting tender breasts, and that has definitely not gone away. And I don't think it will. They have grown so much already. Yeah, not my favorite thing, but I think it happens to almost everyone. A lot of things just smell really intensely gross to me. It started with one day when I was probably like 5 or 4 weeks. I smelled my fiance. He just smelled like garlic to me the whole day, and I just was like, why do you smell like garlic? And I started getting hot flashes, and I get these pretty much every day, which isn't the greatest because I live in Arizona and it's already like 100 degrees outside. So yeah. A really funny one that I never expected, and I don't think I've ever even really heard about, is just burping. And I looked it up and it is a symptom. I was having really bad headaches from pretty much conception until maybe a week ago. I was having headaches all day, every day. Not like migraines, but just like an underlying headache that's just always there. I have a lot of food aversions now, which is really sad for me because I'm such a foodie. But eggs disgust me, like, so bad. And a lot of other things that I really didn't expect, like even things I love. Like I tried to eat onion rings yesterday and I couldn't do it. It's terrible. I really am not like crazy emotional, like crying every day or anything, but there have been like a few random times where I've just cried out of nowhere, and it's usually just out of like happiness. So that's really funny. And I have been breaking out, which is new for me because I normally have pretty good skin, and the only time I ever get pimples is when I'm on my period. And I started getting pimples like around my hairline in my forehead, and then like redness on the bottom of my cheeks, and I don't know if you can see, but I have little pimples on my chest now. Never had any of that before, so I really hoped I wouldn't get any form of morning sickness or nausea, and I didn't at first until this week, my 6th week. I have not really had like morning sickness where I'm throwing up, thankfully, but I'm nauseous all the time now, and just thinking about certain things and certain foods just makes me so nauseous. I don't even know what to compare it to because it's unlike anything I've ever experienced. I feel it in my throat, like, ugh, it's just not fun. It's really not fun. And yesterday was the first day where I really just struggled to get out of bed because just standing made me nauseous. So yeah, today I am doing a little bit better. I'm still nauseous, but I'm able to like function. So I'm really hoping that stays, but we'll see. I'm sure I'm gonna have ups and downs, and I'm taking time to just accept that and understand and not be hard on myself, because all day yesterday I just felt like I was just bummed and I wasn't eating all the healthy things I wanted to eat in my pregnancy, and I wasn't being active, and I was being really, really hard on myself yesterday, and I probably will be like that for a while, because I always thought when I got pregnant it was gonna be like this wonderful, magical, glowing time of my life, and not that it isn't, but I have learned to expect the unexpected, and I completely understand what other moms are talking about now when they talk about how hard the first trimester was for them and is, and I really thought that wasn't gonna be me. I know that it's okay and that I'm gonna get past this time, and I'm probably gonna look back on it a little differently than I view it now. Think of the wonderful things that I did during this time and how well I did handle it, while meanwhile I'm like really hard on myself and I'm trying not to be. And I'm only saying this because I know others can relate, and I guess I'm hoping that if someone needed to hear that, then they're hearing it now. And I also don't want to like scare people away from being pregnant, because it's still the best thing I could have ever asked for. It's just reality, you know. It's not necessarily rainbows and butterflies, but it is a beautiful thing. I think that's it so far for the last 6 weeks, or belly shot. It's really funny because I'm only 6 weeks and I have like a little bump, and everyone around me keeps saying like it is a bump, because pre-pregnancy I did not have it whatsoever. It kind of just looks like I ate a burrito or something, like I'm full or bloated, but it just isn't going away, so it could be bloat, because I've heard that that happens a lot in the beginning of pregnancy. Not really sure, but I look mostly normal. You can still kind of see that. I don't know. I know some people are gonna be like, oh, like that's just how I look all the time, but like it's not how I looked pre-pregnancy. So yeah, that's all. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. So today I am 8 weeks and 1 day, which, even though it's been such a short time, it feels like it's been forever. I mean, I guess I found out pretty early on that I was pregnant. So in the last update that I did at my 6 weeks, I was going through pretty bad morning sickness, which, oh my gosh, I really feel for anyone who goes through morning sickness, especially worse than I did or am. I had no idea that it was gonna be as bad as it is, but I don't want to complain because I know it really isn't. Mine hasn't been as bad as others. I know some people have had morning sickness throughout their entire 9 months of pregnancy, and I cannot imagine. So I'm gonna kind of talk about what I did to kind of help, because from my last video it has improved tremendously. Slowly, every day has gotten slowly better. Today I haven't experienced any nausea whatsoever. I mean, smells and certain foods kind of make me nauseous, but I don't seem to just have it for no reason. There's usually a reason behind it now, and I can solve the issue, whereas before it was just all day, every day, and really extreme. I wasn't puking, but I was really psyching myself out of puking anytime that I knew that I was going to. I knew that I couldn't think about it, and I couldn't allow myself to believe that I was going to, because then I would. And there were definitely times where I almost did. I did puke one time, and it was actually, strangely enough, because I was taking my prenatals, and since being pregnant it has been really difficult to swallow pills, which has never been an issue for me before, but suddenly my gag reflex is just so strong, and but anyway, so what I have done to help. So interestingly enough, I did not realize it in my last video, but when I went to my first ultrasound, my gynecologist told me to take these specific prenatals that were supposed to be like top of the line, great. She told me to take them. So I was like, okay, I'll try them out. And the first morning that I tried them out, I was incredibly nauseous. I was so sick. It was so bad, but I didn't really make the connection. I thought it was just, I didn't make the connection. It was just something I figured was just happening. And then I continued to take the prenatal for a few more days after that. Same thing happened. And then it kind of just clicked in my head, like, how coincidental is it that I started getting morning sickness as extreme as I was the moment I started taking those prenatals. I would wake up not even feeling super nauseous, just hungry, like nauseous from being hungry. And then about 30 minutes to an hour after taking those prenatals, I was sick. So I decided to stop taking them to see if it was caused by that, at least how extreme it was. Maybe a week ago, I stopped taking those and just went back to the ones I was taking, which I'm not sure if I'll continue these ones. They're just like the nature made prenatals that I am taking, and they're a lot easier on my stomach but I would like to look into more food-based prenatals. So I'll probably update you guys on that. But once I went back to those ones, it was a huge difference. The first morning that I went back to my regular prenatals that I was taking prior to those, I had morning sickness still, but it wasn't as extreme. And each day that I have gone back to those, it has gotten better each day. So I think that those ones were just way too harsh, and I don't know exactly what it was that was too harsh in them, but they were. Another thing that I started doing is, instead of taking my prenatal in the morning, I take them at night, because even with the ones that I'm taking that are not harsh, I still see a difference when I take them at night. I take them with dinner now, and I'm perfectly fine. It's just what works for me. Everyone's different, but yeah, so those are a couple of things that I changed and have helped so much. Another thing that can help are the Preggy pop drops that are so popular. I believe I heard about them first from Kristen Johns, because she had pretty bad morning sickness as well, and she posted about them on Instagram. There are these doTERRA peppermint oil drops. I don't know the exact name of them, but I have more coming. I would show you them if I had them on, but I finished them, and those help a lot. I've noticed that anything sour or like really minty, it kind of gives it takes away that like nauseous taste in your mouth, and that seems to help, even just drinking lemonade. But yeah, slowly each day I have somehow figured out what is working for me, and it's gotten a lot better. Certain smells and foods definitely make me incredibly nauseous. I think I can't go anywhere without smelling something that makes me nauseous. My kitchen and my fridge, especially, and my pantry, all makes me so nauseous, even if it's fully cleaned out. So that's not fun, but I know it's only temporary, and I'm so thankful that it's gotten better. Other symptoms that I've been experiencing still, or that are newer, I'm still incredibly tired. I mean, I get 8 hours of sleep at night, and then once I am done having breakfast, I usually get tired again after that. When I'm done with lunch, I get tired after that. So yeah, I feel like I'm just constantly taking naps. Most of the time I kind of just feel like a blob when I sleep all day or take naps throughout the day. But I know it's what I need to do, and I really listen to my body, and I think that's really important. And when I am really tired or I am really hungry, I tend to get nauseous. So I just really have to listen to my body and give it what it needs. That's really the best advice I can give. I do get little cramps every so often, especially when I first wake up in the morning. For some reason, I think just from like laying all night, I just get little cramps in my lower stomach, but nothing extreme at all, and it lasts for like a very short time. So my breasts are still extremely, I couldn't even say tender, they just hurt and seem to be growing still, so it's great. Not a lot has changed in the last 2 weeks other than more improvements, but I don't think anything really new has come up. If anything, I might even be more tired now than I was at my 6-week update, which is so funny, but it just feels more comfortable now because I'm not feeling as sick. And I'm really hoping it just continues to improve, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, see, like I'm getting a little bit of a cramp right now, but it's not bad and it's gonna go away in like a minute. My belly really has not grown. I don't think, it's hard to say because when you see yourself every single day, it's really hard to see the small changes. Yeah, I feel like my stomach looks the same, and I'm wearing overalls, so it'll be hard to show, but I'll try. I do want to suggest an app actually, which is the Pregnancy Plus app. I tried a few others and nothing beats this app in my opinion. You can hear the heartbeat of what the baby is supposed to sound like and see like a 3D image of what your baby is supposed to look like at the time. So this is the 8-week baby. So adorable, and it just tells you all kinds of things, like they are the size of a grape currently, or a snail, or one of those Coca-Cola bottle candies. Yeah, I would show the most recent scan, but Cade just took that to his grandparents right now, so can't really show that right now. I do have a video of my last ultrasound. I've had 2 so far, which is more than most people have by 8 weeks. Some people don't even have an ultrasound by 8 weeks, but I think I mentioned this in the last update, but myself and my gynecologist thought that I was further along than I actually was at my first ultrasound, until we saw the baby and calculated everything. But yeah, so I've had 2 just because of that. The first ultrasound, the baby was too small to catch the heartbeat, so we had to go back over a week later to catch the heartbeat and measurement, and everything was perfectly great, and baby was measuring perfectly, and heartbeat was 150. So yeah, I believe Kate and I are going to do a video on all of the old wives' tale gender tests, and I think that would be a lot of fun. I like watching those, so I definitely plan on doing a lot of pregnancy / motherhood videos. I really look forward to that, and I've always wanted to do that. I'm gonna do some baby thrift haul type videos because most of what we will be getting and are getting is either secondhand or ethical or sustainable, so that is really important for us, and I would love to share that. I don't really think there's anything more, but I'll see you at the next update in 2 weeks.